O sunward, thou shalt raise the earth's soul to light and bring down God into the lives of men. Earth shall be my work chamber and my house, my garden of life to plant a seed divine. When all thy work in human time is done, the mind of earth shall be a home of light. The life of earth, a tree growing towards heaven. The body of earth, a tabernacle of God. I will pour delight from thee as from a jar. I will hold thee as my chariot through the ways. I will use thee as my sword and as my lyre. I will play on thee my ministracies of thought. Now, from this passage onwards, where we have put 3 star marks, Sri Aurobindo dictated, wrote 7 pages in one stretch to Nirod Baran, his son. It's a beautiful passage where he foresaw the future evolution of man and his capabilities. Some of the lines were dictated as late as in the year 1950, the year he left his body. That indicates the amount of care and perfection he sought, particularly in these passages. Descend to life with him, thy heart desires. O Satyavan, O luminous Savitri, I sent you forth of old beneath the stars. A dual power of God in an ignorant world, in a hedged creation, shut from limitless self, bringing down God to the insentient globe, lifting earth beings to immortality. In the world of my knowledge and my ignorance, where God is unseen and only is heard a name, and knowledge is trapped in the boundaries of mind, and life is hauled in the dragnet of desire, and matter hides the soul from its own sight. You are my force at work to uplift earth's fate. Myself that moves up the immense incline between the extremes of the spirit's night and day. He is my soul, that is Satyavan. What are the mandate in earth? What Satyavan is going to do? What is Savitri's role? He is my soul that claims from nescient night. Through life and mind and supernature's past, to the supernal light of timelessness, and my eternity hid in moving time. Eternity is opposite to time. See the contrast here, a dichotomy. Eternity, capital E, capital time. Both are the divine camouflage. Eternity is hid in the time which is passing in front of you. And my eternity hid in moving time. And my boundlessness cut by the curve of space. He is the Godhead growing in human lives and in the body of earth beings forms. He is the soul of man climbing to God. In nature's surge out of birth's ignorance. O Savitri, thou art my spirit's power, the revealing voice of my immortal word, the face of truth upon the roads of time, pointing to the souls of men, their roots to God. Now, the limitations of the mind is very clearly told. He has got its use. It shows some light, not the full light. And Lord clearly says what is lying beyond mind. Spirituality is beyond mind. It is very vividly explained in these following lines. Now mind is all and its uncertain ray. Mind is the leader of the body and life. Mind, the thought-driven chariot of the soul, carrying the luminous wanderer in the night to vistas of a far uncertain dawn. It carries you to a light, but it is an uncertain. To vistas of a far uncertain dawn, to the end of spirit's fathomless desire, to its dream of absolute truth and utter bliss. There are greater destinies mind cannot surmise. Fixed on the summit of the evolving path, the traveler now treads in the ignorance, unaware of his next step, not knowing his goal. Mind is not all his tireless claim can reach. There is a fire on the apex of the worlds. There is a house of the eternal's light. There is an infinite truth, an absolute power. The Spirit's mightiness shall cast off its mask. Its greatness shall be felt shaping the world's course. It shall be seen in its own veilless beams. A star rising from the inconscient night, a sun climbing to supernature's peak. But when the hour of the divine draws near, the mighty mother shall take birth in time, and God be born into the human clay, in forms made ready by your human lives. See, the humanity also has a duty to perform. There is no miracle here. Divine doesn't come suddenly and try to help you. You have a duty to perform. You have to prepare yourself. You have to purify yourself. This is what the Lord says. The God be born into the human clay in forms made ready by your human lives. Then shall the true supreme be given to men. There is a being beyond the being of mind, an immeasurable cast into many forms, a miracle of the multitudinous one. There is a consciousness mind cannot touch, its speech cannot utter, nor its thought reveal. Then it tells what is your own future, how the higher force descends, in what way. Some shall be made the glorious receptacles and vehicles of the eternal luminous power. These are the high forerunners, the heads of time, the great deliverers of earthbound mind, the high transfigurers of human clay, the firstborn of a new supernal race. The incarnate dual power shall open God's door. Eternal supermind touch earthly time. The Superman shall wake in mortal man and manifest the hidden demigod, or grow into the God's light and God force, revealing the secret deity in the cave. Then shall the earth be touched by the Supreme. His bright unveiled transcendence shall illumine the mind and heart and force the life and act to interpret his inexpressible mystery in a heavenly alphabet of divinity signs. He will interpret in his own way, his own symbols, his own life, his own light. It may be an act, it may be a mystery, or whatever statement the man can give. It may act through many ways. The supermind shall be his nature's mount. Eternal truth shall mount his thoughts and acts. Eternal truth shall be his light and guide. All then shall change, a magic order come, overtopping this mechanical universe. A mightier race shall inhabit mortal's world. On nature's luminous tops, on spirit's ground, the Superman shall reign as king of life. Make earth almost the mate and peer of heaven, and lead towards God and truth man's ignorant heart, and live towards God his mortality. Nature shall draw back from mortality, and spirit's fires shall guide the earth's blind force. Knowledge shall bring into the aspirant thought a high proximity to truth and God. The supermind shall claim the world for light, and fill with love of God the enamored heart, and place light's crown on nature's lifted head, and found light's reign on her unshaking base. Greater truth than earth's shall roof in earth, and shed its sunlight on the roads of mind. A power infallible shall lead the thought, a seeing presence govern life and act. In earthly hearts kindle the immortal's fire. All earth shall be the spirit's manifest home, hidden no more by the body and the life, hidden no more by the mind's ignorance. An unerring hand shall shape event and act. This is a famous quotation not repeated in the ashram and elsewhere. The spirit's eyes shall look through nature's eyes. Spirit's force shall occupy nature's force. The spirit shall be the master of his world, lurking no more in forms of obscurity, and nature shall reverse her actions' rule. The outward world disclose the truth it veils. All things shall manifest the covered God. All shall reveal the Spirit's light and might, and move to its destiny of felicity. Even there shall come as a high crown of all the end of death, the death of ignorance. Then what is the condition? Who it has to be prepared? What is the answer of the human nature? But first high truth must set her feet on earth, and man aspire to the eternal's light. and all his members feel the Spirit's touch, and all his life obey an inner force. And all his members feel the Spirit's touch, and all his life obey an inner force. Then the Lord gives hope, hope after hope. What are you capable of? What are you? You have the potentiality. Please come up. This too shall be, for a new life shall come. A body of the super conscience truth, a native field of supernature's minds. It shall make earth's nascent ground truth's colony, make even the ignorance a transparent robe, through which shall shine the brilliant limbs of truth, and truth shall be a sun on nature's head, and truth shall be the guide of nature's steps, and truth shall gaze out of her nether deeps. When Superman is born as nature's king, his presence shall transfigure matter's world. He shall light up truth's fire in nature's night. He shall lay upon the earth truth's greater law. Man too shall turn toward the Spirit's call. Awake to his hidden possibility. Awake to all that's left within his heart, and all that nature meant when earth was formed, and the Spirit made this ignorant world his own. He shall aspire to truth and God and bliss. Man shall desire to climb to his own heights. Truth above shall wake a nether truth. Even the dumb earth become a sentient force. The Spirit stops, and nature's base shall draw near to the secret of that separate truth and know each other as one deity. It's a famous quotation. The Spirit shall look out through matter's gaze, and matter shall reveal the Spirit's face. Spirit shall look out through matter's gaze, and matter shall reveal the Spirit's face. Then man and Superman shall be at one, and all the earth become a single life. Earth's bodies shall be conscious of a soul. Mortality's bond slaves shall unloose their bonds. Mere men into spiritual beings grow and see away the dumb divinity. The truth shall be the leader of their lives. Truth shall dictate their thought and speech and act. They shall feel themselves lifted nearer to the sky, as if a little lower than the gods. A divine force shall flow through tissue and cell, and take charge of breath and speech and act, and all the thoughts shall be a glow of suns, and every feeling a celestial thrill. Nature shall live to manifest secret God. The Spirit shall take up the human play. This earthly life become the life divine. The measure of that subtle music ceased. Down with a hurried, swimming, floating lapse, through unseen worlds and bottomless spaces forced, sank like a star this soul of Savitri. Savitri comes down from that higher realm to the earth, carrying this soul of Satyavan with her own heart. She kept within her strong, embosoming soul, like a flower hidden in the heart of spring. The soul of Satyavan drawn down by her, inextricably in that mighty laps. But where the silence of the gods had passed, a greater harmony from the stillness born, surprised with joy and sweetness, yearning hearts, an ecstasy and a laughter and a cry. A power leaned down, a happiness found its home. For wide earth brooded the infinite bliss.